Hello traders and investors. Welcome to Indian share market expectation key news and global market cues for November 4th week series between 25th November to 29th November. Let's see what all the key factors going to make Indian share market actively for this week. So let's start with a positive note. As we all know, BJP take a lead on Maharashtra state election, which is really a turnaround for BJP after losing during their central election. We can expect Nifty can reclaim to 24,000 from its current level. So what's the range we can expect for the Nifty for the coming week? So Nifty is closed at Friday with a very powerful rally from its down almost like a 2% upside, where the Nifty closed at 23,907. We can see a strong resistance at the level of 24,300 to 24,500 if it is sustained on the positive side, and we see the strong support level is being held at 23,500 to 23,300, which the market moved from the lowest level for the recent times. So we all seeing Gift Nifty is indicating 150 plus points, which we can say the market will opening decisively above 24,000. We have to see how it will be sustained because of the poor FII selling. For the Bank Nifty, Bank Nifty closed at 51,135 level. So the immediate resistance can be seen at 51,900 followed by 52,400, and immediate support will be seen at 50,600 to 50,500. So this will be the range for the Bank Nifty. With this, we are seeing for November, FII have sold almost for 49,947 crores. DII have sold for have bought for 37,559 crores. FII selling streak still continues, and on Friday, even with the 2% of movement of the rally, we see FIIs have sold for 1,000 crores plus. However, it is been matched by DIIs for the first time after a long time. So we have a key news also about the Prime Minister Narendra Modi of the recent his three-country visit, which is Brazil, Guyana, and also for Nigeria, where the Brazil is mainly for the G20 summit, but for the other two countries we have to see very keenly. Why? Because of the oil reserves the country is holding. So maybe India, they may be planning of diversing their energy needs with the other suppliers in the market. So coming to the key news for the each day, November 25, the earnings of the recently listed companies. Agility India is releasing their results, expecting after the listing for the first result. Japan leading economic index final September data is due. For November 26th, Siemens, which is Nifty Next 50 stock, is releasing their earnings. US new home sales data will be released on 26th. So the Tuesday data will clear how the US new home sales data is being reflected. For November 27th, a much awaited NTPC Green Energy IPO is going to be listed, where the response of the subscribing IPO is very good. We are expecting a positive move on NTPC Green. US FOMC minutes will be released, which will be a federal meeting which was held with Minister Jerome Powell, the Fed Chairman Jerome Powell. So which we may be indicating there is another rate cut. How is they are planning for it, we will be knowing in the minutes of meeting. For the November 28th, as usual, US initial jobless claim data will be released, which will be much awaited for the previous week of November 23rd. And ECB General Council meeting, which is European Central Bank, is been planning how to consideration of the rate cuts will be a key news also for the coming week. For November 29th, which is a big day for India, the GDP growth rate will be declared. So which is the key factor how Indian market is going to react and how positive the GDP growth will be there, because the Q3, which is mainly a festive season, we can see how the GDP growth data will be there. So if it is beyond to the expectation, then we can see a market movement from 24,000 onwards. Also, the fiscal deficit, the data will also be there, which is the physical deficit is nothing that the difference between the total revenue and total expenditure of the government in a financial year. So that will be released for the month of October, how the fiscal deficit is. That will be also on Friday. So GDP data and the fiscal deficit data will be released on 29th of November. So what are the IPOs that will be listing during this week? About the IPO actions, we can see Enviro Infra Engineers and C2C Advanced Systems and Lamos Kick India Limited IPOs will be open for its subscription. So the upcoming IPOs for this week and coming weeks are Rajesh Power Services, Rajputna Biodiesel, and Abha Power, Apex Ecotech, Agarwal, Tough Hand Glass, and Ganesh Infra will be having upcoming IPOs. So coming to the market overview, seeing the FII flows in the Indian equities, we can see the trend of a huge FII selling throughout this year. And with all these things, we see some positive in between the negative flows, which is the state election business sentimentally positive, but there has been a many negative impacts like Q2 earnings is not very promising, so that is reflected in the market. And Trump victory with the US, which is favorable for the US, which is FII has been keep selling in Indian market and turning to the Chinese market. And also no rate cut intimation in India, which is also a key thing which we have to see to turn around in the Indian market. And the geopolitical tension remains still is a bothering for the market. And also we see the market is still volatile, and the good fundamental stocks which you are seeing can be buy on the lows. That is the trend that to be followed now. So BSE have introduced 43 new contracts, F&O contracts, which is including Adani Saga companies. 3 companies are there, where we know Adani last week also came into a US. There was some bribery cases, and that resulted a very huge impact on Adani stocks, leading to 20% downside. And Zomato is replacing JSW Steel in Sensex from December 23 onwards with the BSE. That's the data given from the BSE source. And we have few stocks that to recommend for you, where the mutual funds have been buying for all the last 4 successive quarters, and how their returns are been there. With this, the 4 top stocks, which is Shilpa Care and Vedanta, Gravita India, which we have recommended during our Muhurta trading for this Diwali, and the Glenmark Science, which is the top 4 stocks where the mutual funds are showing their more interest in to increase their stakes from the comparing of 23 September to 24 September, how they increase their stakes and how much return is being given for these stocks like Tirumala Chemicals, Kaplan Point, Godrej, BLS, Fame Industries, Patanjali, Indian Shelter Finance, India Count Industries, Aptus Value Housing, Gujarat Alkalis, Shivalike Baymetal, Rain Industries, Happy Forgings, PDS, and Valor Estate are these companies. The mutual funds are increasing their stakes, where you have to keep your eyes on these stocks, which will be all these stocks are good fundamental stocks. If you get a chance to buy on the lows, you can start accumulating as per the recommendation. So that's it for today. I hope this week how the market will be reacting and what all the key news that is beneficial for you. Accordingly, take your positions, or you're an investor, buy on the lows. Thank you. Stay safe, investor.